On the 1st of July, NASA detected a mysterious object speeding toward Earth, and some actual bona fide experts think it might not be your typical space rock or maybe any kind of rock.
This one is quite unusual. It's relatively bright, meaning that it has, if it's a solid object, has a diameter of 20 kilometers. That's bigger than Manhattan Island. And there isn't enough material in rocks in interstellar space to give us such a giant rock once per decade. That's the duration of the survey of the sky. And so the question is, what is it? Now, people argue that it must be a comet, but for a comet, you usually see a cometary tail trailing behind it. In this case, the deepest image that we had with the Hubble Space Telescope revealed that it has glow in front of it, not behind it. And then the trajectory of this object is extremely unusual, fine-tuned. It lies in the plane of the orbits of the planets around the sun, to within 5 degrees. The chance for that happening at random is 1 in 500.
Okay, so about 2 months ago, astronomers detected something really strange. A massive object way out near Saturn, heading inward toward the inner planets. And it's moving faster than almost any interstellar visitor we've ever seen. Nearly 65 kilometers per second. Immediately, people began to speculate. Is it a comet? Or could it be an alien spacecraft? Some even claim it might actually be alien technology. NASA confirmed a mysterious object speeding through our solar system, possibly even changing its trajectory. Have you heard about that freaking thing supposedly racing toward Earth? Controversial Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb published a paper just 2 weeks after its detection, theorizing that this object, nicknamed 3I Atlas, might be alien technology, maybe even hostile. Over the last few weeks, we've been running simulations, collecting data from observatories all around the world, and tracking its path to answer one simple question. What actually is 3I Atlas? 3I Atlas was first spotted on July 3rd by the Atlas Survey Station in Chile. The 3I means it's the third interstellar object ever detected. Basically, it didn't come from our solar system, but from far beyond. The first was Oumuamua back in 2017, which caused a similar media frenzy, again thanks to Avi Loeb. Atlas is a network of small telescopes spread around the globe, constantly scanning the skies for moving objects, like asteroids or comets. At discovery, Atlas was located about 5 astronomical units from the Sun, roughly the distance of Saturn, and heading inward fast. Immediately, astronomers worldwide turned their instruments toward it to estimate its size, brightness, and path. A once-in-a-lifetime chance to study an interstellar visitor months before it even comes close to us. When the first data came in, Loeb and his team dropped their paper on July 19th, and it set off a storm. They speculated that Atlas could be technological. They mapped its trajectory and showed that it would pass unusually close to Venus, Mars, and even Jupiter, almost as if it were surveying the inner planets. They also noted how well aligned it was with the ecliptic plane of our solar system. Their calculations put the odds of that happening naturally at about 1 in 600. They even estimated that the optimal intercept of Earth would place its arrival around late November or early December 2025. Loeb insisted he wasn't claiming this is aliens, just that it was a possibility worth considering. Early size estimates made things even more dramatic. Based on reflected light, they calculated Atlas might be up to 9 to 10 kilometers across, about 80 times bigger than Oumuamua, and roughly the size of the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. So yeah, the headlines wrote themselves. Harvard astronomer believes 3I Atlas could be a hostile alien ship. But how do we tell if it's an alien craft or just a comet? The key is simple: look for the coma and tail. Comets naturally eject gas and dust when heated by the sun, forming that iconic glowing tail. An alien spacecraft, on the other hand, would show weird maneuvers, acceleration, or even light emissions. On July 25th, NASA pointed the Hubble Space Telescope at Atlas and snapped an image. It showed a faint coma and a weak tail, but also something strange, an anti-tail pointing back toward the sun. Avi Loeb jumped on this and argued that there wasn't enough dust to call it a comet. Around the same time, JWST observed a massive cloud of carbon dioxide extending hundreds of thousands of kilometers out. Normally, comets give off mostly water vapor. Here, almost pure CO2. When asked what he thought the odds of it being alien technology were, Avi answered, 60%. Here's the thing, it never really comes close to Earth. Its minimum distance will be about 1.7 astronomical units, farther away than the Sun is from us.
Atlas is on an extremely hyperbolic orbit, meaning it definitely came from outside the solar system. It's tilted about 6 degrees from the ecliptic, unusual but not unprecedented. It will pass Mars on October 5th, just 30 million kilometers away, then swing past Jupiter on its way out. And the object itself? The coma is glowing brighter every week. A tail has clearly formed and keeps lengthening as it approaches the Sun. Classic comet behavior. The early size estimates were inflated because the coma's brightness was included. Once you subtract that, the nucleus is probably just 4 to 5 kilometers across, maybe even smaller. And the chemistry? That's the real twist. Almost pure CO2, with only trace amounts of water vapor. Something we've never seen in a comet from our solar system. Which means Atlas probably formed in a freezing zone around its original star, where CO2 ice can exist. So what is Atlas really? I think when Atlas passes Mars and later slings past Jupiter this fall, we will find out more about it.